Hello, everybody. Ali Duzette here. Check it out. I got some new art. I love this piece, and I actually got another one that's like smaller, a different painting, but of mountains by this artist. She's really cool. Maybe I'll link her below because I'm in love with this piece, and I'm so glad we finally got it hung up. Okay, today is day 3 of our 30 days of taking out the trash challenge. As a reminder, you're going to take your spiral notebook or any kind of paper, and you are going to write 3 pages worth of anything, okay? Front, back, and the front of a third paper. And that's all you have to do. Write out the song lyrics stuck in your head, write out your grocery list, write your complaints about your life, make your to-do list, anything that you want. The point is just fill up these 3 pieces of paper because we're taking out the excess of junk from our brains and putting it onto paper so it doesn't have to torture our brains anymore. Okay, today I got a really great comment in my Facebook group, which is called Intuitive Healing with Ali Duzette. And where did I put the quote? Let me find it again. Somebody had asked, she said that she is dealing with fear of a particular bug, and whenever she thinks about this bug, she feels so much stress about it. And she wanted to know what she could do about it. She's tried homeopathy, but she just feels so stressed about this one bug. She said she's not scared of spiders, she's not scared of daddy long legs, but this one kind of bug that she didn't say what it was, it just throws off her whole entire day if she sees it, if she even like thinks about it being in her house. So today I wanted to do a quick gift clearing for free about fear of insects, and especially for our friend with that fear of that specific bug. I haven't prepared anything in advance. We're just going to tune in and get the job done. Let's go ahead and close our eyes. And as I'm tuning into this, I want to tell you this silly story. It sounds kind of crazy, but it is my lived experience, and I believe it is true. So, for most of my life, I had a paralyzing terror of crickets and locusts, but especially crickets, but grasshoppers too. If I saw something like that, I felt like I was going to throw up from the time I was a tiny child. Like as the first time I could see one, it like freaked me out and I hated them. Once upon a time, a cricket died in our basement and its little exoskeleton was stuck behind the couch. And then I was terrified of the basement and didn't want to go in there for months. I could not bear to clean it up. Like it was too scary. This was all when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10. I kind of graduated a little bit when I was 12 and I went outside barefoot and I was in the dark and I heard this little crunch and I had to peel a cricket's body off the bottom of my foot. It was so gross, but I was like, okay, I'm a little bit better now. And now I'm not scared of them, although they're not my favorite. But many years later, I asked myself once my third eye had opened and I realized that so many of these terrors that we have in life spring from before we were born, I asked what was going on and I felt like this is a true story that I was present in angel form for the um come on, the plagues of Egypt and the locusts that came as part of that. And when that idea came to me in this like memory of being in Egypt and seeing these locusts descend on the crops, I like had this huge emotional reaction. I was like, oh my gosh, and clearing out that um also helped, you know, helped me become the person I am today, which my entire backyard is absolutely full of grasshoppers. I think everybody in Utah right now is having this massive grasshopper infestation. So anyway, let's go ahead and tune into the energy of fear of insects. Insects are really important. We need them, we love them, and sometimes we can have individual responses to particular insects that are not very pleasant. So let's tune in. The first thing coming up is a big block that is just saying, if I let go of any fears of these insects, they're gonna get me, which may not be rational. And remember that yawning helps clear the energy, but even if it's not rational, it doesn't mean that it's not um, valid, you know? We all have totally crazy thought processes that happen in our subconscious mind all the time, but they still are active, they're still functional, and so even if they're not maybe logical, they're still active. So let's honor this feeling. I honor any fears I have of insects um, that may or may not be rational. I honor the idea that if I get rid of my fear of insects, then they're going to get me. Let's clear this out. I'm tapping and breathing. Go ahead and take some really good deep breaths. We're going to shine down a tube of light onto all of our heads containing information on how to um, experience a coexistence with insects um, from a healthy space, like according to God's divine perspective. Because I think it's safe to say that God loves the insects. God made the insects. God knows that we need insects everywhere if we want our world to be healthy and function. They're very, very necessary. But I think God would also agree there's a time and a place. There's boundaries that are needed. Is it safe to maintain a boundary where, no freaky insects inside the walls of my house, inside the walls of my room, in my bed? I think those are appropriate boundaries. We can be okay with insects in general and maintain good boundaries with the insects at the same time. And there doesn't have to be a disconnect there. We can release our fear of the insects while still maintaining the good boundaries. If our bodies feel like we have to be afraid of them in order to maintain that boundary, that's not true. We can have a healthy relationship with insects and say, sorry, my house is not the place for you, buddy, and we can have that attitude without the fear. So let's tune that in. Just say, I can, let me think of what we're tapping in. I can maintain my boundaries with insects without fear. I can maintain my boundaries with insects without fear. I can maintain my boundaries with insects without fear. Okay, let's breathe that in. And what's coming up now is information about why some people would be very afraid of insects. And I'm seeing a bunch of just gross images of insects eating different stuff, insects doing different stuff, and it's like pretty gross. I don't want to be like graphic or anything, but insects are decomposers. A lot of them are, so let's just honor all the roles of insects. I'm seeing them biting people and stinging people, and all of the fears that come up with having been bitten, having been stung, having loved ones bitten and stung, people dying from insect bites and stings. Let's honor that. Let's honor pre-earth experiences where we as angels once beheld people who experienced severe side effects from insects, whether that's from stings and bites or them eating all of the food, looking in on them decomposing, perhaps loved ones or other things of that nature. So let's shake that out. Let's tap in. I know how to live free from fear of insects. I know how to live free from fear of insects. I know how to live free from fear of insects. Okay, shining that light down on all of our energy fields. Imagine yourself in a tube of light that's going to just dissolve fear of insects and connect you to the earth. So we're being connected to our creator on the one end, and then our feet are going to connect us down to the center of the earth, and we're going to feel this energy flowing back and forth and just cleaning out the fears that don't belong there anymore. Releasing that with a big deep breath. Okay. Let's tap in. I easily interact with insects without fear. It's easy for me to see or think about the insects that I used to be scared of, and now I'm not scared of them. It's easy for me to live without that fear now. Whew. Anything else? I'm getting a no. I think we did some good work today, even though this was pretty short. But that's perfect, short and sweet. Okay. I'm going to link additional sessions below that might be helpful to you. As a reminder, if you're watching this live, my anger series is still on sale for half off, so I will put the link for that below as well. It's half off until July 31st. So just keep an eye on that, I guess. Don't forget to do your morning pages. Thank you for being here, and I hope that you have a good day. And please let me know in the comments how that healing went for you. If you felt any differences, I would love to hear about it. Okay, talk to you later.